Hello there, welcome to Augment Tech. So in this lecture we have to discuss about the view range. So after the end of this lecture you would be able to understand what is view range in Revit. So let's start. So now here it is written that view range setting can be found in properties palette. So view range setting you will get from the properties palette. Suppose if it is grayed out or locked, so it can be accessed in the view template, or otherwise you can use this shortcut also for view range setting VR. Okay, so you will get the view range setting dialog box. So there are four setting in view range setting dialog box. What are that setting? It is written here. When you open the view range setting, here you will get first top plane, then you will get this cut plane, bottom plane, and view depth. Suppose if you have placed any object in your drawing, if you have placed any object, you want to see that object. So this view range setting is very important. Okay, let's see. So top plane is what? This top plane is used to control the topmost range that we want to show up in plan. Okay. Then the use of cut plane is what? Plane where the view is cut and only the object below this plane are shown in plane. As I told you that some objects are affected by top plane and some objects are affected by cut plane. For example, if you take the architecture layout, so already we have placed door, window. So this door, window and etc. that components are affected by cut plane. If cut plane cuts the door, then only door is visible in your plan view. Otherwise, the door is invisible. Okay. Same way, some objects are affected by top plane. So the object which is affected by top plane, if it is that object is below the top plane, so it is visible in your plan view. Otherwise, it will also not visible. Okay. So remember, I will take the example so it will easy for you. Now the next is bottom and view depth. What is this? These two properties have a difference in view depth control, but the one thing is common is that they control the range below. After their plane, object are not shown or shown differently. Suppose if you have placed any object below the bottom, okay, so that object will not visible in your plan view. If you want to see that object, suppose any depth you have taken -2 feet below the ground, so you want to see that object, so you have to do this setting in view depth. How much long you want to see below the ground, so you have to set the that value. As per that you will get the object will visible in your plan view. Okay, so here you can see the section view of any room is shown. In that first here the top plane is shown, cut plane is, you can see it is an imaginary plane. Okay, then bottom plane and then view depth you can see below the ground also. Okay, so in view range, out of the four setting, only the cut plane and depth plane are important. Why? The only range where objects show up on plan are between the cut plane and view depth. Suppose if you have placed the door, so door is between cut plane and view depth. If cut plane cuts the door, then only it is visible in your plan. Otherwise, it will not visible. Suppose if you have placed any object below the ground, below the bottom, you want to see that object, so you have to use the depth plane. Okay, the object above top plane and below depth plane does not show on plan. Suppose if you have placed any object which is above the top plane, suppose top plane you have selected 10 feet, okay, let's say, and you have placed any object above the 10 feet, like you have placed any object or you are running any, like anything above the 10 feet you have placed, so that object will not visible in your plan view because top plane you have selected 10 feet. So below that top plane only, if you have placed any object, so that will visible in your drawing. Okay, and one more thing is written, the object above top plane and below depth plane does not show on plan. Okay, so remember this point. So now I will take the example. I will show the example by using the software. So here I have opened the Revit software and see here we have taken one architecture plan. Okay, so I want to show you You can rotate this plan. See, in each and every floor we have placed the door and window, everything. Okay, so now I am opening the ground floor plan. So this is my ground floor plan, account departments, library, everything. So as I told you that door and window which we have placed here, this object are affected by cut plane. If cut plane cuts this door, then only it is visible. Okay, so now I want to open the view range setting dialog box. So view range setting dialog box you will get from the property palettes. When you see here, just scroll down, see the view range option is given in extent. Hit on edit type, edit, you will get the view range direct box. Okay, otherwise you can use the shortcut VR, then also you will get this dialog box. Okay, now here you can see the top plane offset is given 7.5 feet, cut plane 4 feet, bottom 0, view depth is also 0. Here you have to see one more thing, always we have to satisfy the condition also. Top plane always greater and equal to cut plane, and cut plane should always be greater and equal to bottom plane. Okay, remember this. So now suppose cut plane I have selected 7.5 here. By default it is written 7.5. Cut plane is written 4 feet. It means the door, it is visible in your plan because the cut plane cuts the door. So if you want to see, just hit on that door and edit type. Here you will get the height of that door 6.5 feet, and the cut plane is shown imaginary line, it is a 4 feet. So it means your cut plane is cutting the door, then only it is visible. Okay, suppose if you don't want, if you want to hide this door, so what you have to do, just open the view range setting dialog box. In place of cut plane, as we have seen that the door total height is 6.5 na? Suppose now I am writing here 7.5. Okay, now the cut plane is not cut the door because up to top of this door is 6.5 only. So if you give the offset 7.5 feet, once you have to check the condition that top plane always greater and equal to cut plane, bottom plane I have taken 0. Okay, apply. Okay, now see the door is not visible, even the window is also not visible. Why? Because this door and window is affected by cut plane, and cut plane we have set 7.5, so it will not cuts the door and window, that is why it is not visible. Same way you can press the Ctrl Z to see the door and window. Same way when you come here in view range, top plane, suppose if you have placed any object above the top plane we have selected 7.5 feet. Suppose you have placed any object above the 7.5 feet, so it will also not visible in your plan. Why? Reason is simple. Suppose here this is my architecture plan. Suppose I want to place anything like desk. Okay, I want to place the desk here, so I have placed it. Now just select the offset at what height. So actually it is at 0 only. Height of that desk, width, everything, leg height is given 0.5. so if you take 8 feet, suppose, let's say, but the problem is what na, it is not dependent family, independent family na, you can place it, so base automatically it will place from bottom. Suppose if I give any, I want to place the desk below the ground, so what we have to do here, select, see any option is given here, default elevation. Here I am writing -2 feet. I want to place the desk below the bottom. Apply. Okay, edit type, -2 feet, then although it is visible, now I am taking 8 feet. Apply. Okay, then also it is visible. So some maybe this object is not affected by top plane or bottom plane, that is why this problem is occur. Sometime if you are running anything like if you are running duct pipe, so if duct you have placed, suppose the bottom of duct you have taken more than 7.5 feet above the top plane, so it will not visible. Okay, so below the top plane only you have to run the services. Okay, so as per that you have to change the view range setting. Getting? Suppose now if you have placed any object, okay, below the bottom, you want to see that it will not visible in your plan view. If you want to see, so you have to open the view range. Let's see, I will show you. Suppose just I'm opening the mechanical discipline, so it will more clear. Hit on new, because if you want to run the duct, so you have to open the mechanical discipline. Now see, the mechanical discipline is ready. Now suppose I want to draw the duct, so in system tab, here duct, suppose any type of duct, just draw it. Size you can increase or decrease the size from here. Duct or pipe, whatever. Suppose here I have drawn the duct, and the bottom of duct, it is showing how much. When you select the duct, here you can see the bottom elevation 8 feet 6 inch. Okay, it is given 8 feet 6 inch, so it is visible. Clear? Now when you come here in view range setting dialog box, VR, here you can see level 1, 8 feet I am giving top plane. Apply OK. Now see, the duct is not visible. Why? Because the duct which we have drawn is above the top plane. I have told you only the object is visible in your plan view which is below the top plane. It is written clearly here. The object above top plane and below depth plane does not show on plan. Okay, so that is why what you have to do here in Revit, if you want to see that duct, so you have to come here in view range. Here you have to increase the top plane, like, because the bottom of duct is 8.5, so whatever height you have taken, okay, so I'm taking now 10 feet. Apply OK. Now the duct is visible, because this is the duct which we have drawn is below the top plane. So that all, so that is why it is visible in your plan view. If it is above the top plane, so it will not visible. Same thing if you have placed any pipe, like I want to place the pipe, chilled water pipe. Okay, just draw the pipe. Okay, so you can see here pipe is drawn. When you select this pipe, see bottom elevation is given 8 point something na? So I want to take suppose, just delete this, only just this is enough. Okay, here I have drawn the pipe. So the bottom of pipe I am selecting minus 2 feet suppose. But see, when I have selected minus 2 feet, it is not visible in your plan view. So if you want to see that pipe, what we have to do? Open the view range setting dialog box. View depth we have taken 0. That is why you can see in plan view that object is visible which is placed at 0 feet. If you want to see, so in view depth, write down 3 feet. I want to see 3 feet below the bottom any object if it is placed. Now see, you can see the pipe now. Okay, so in this way you have to use the view range setting dialog box. I hope now all of you understood about that. Now the topics which we have covered in this session. First, we have learned in depth about view range in Revit. So this is all about view range. I hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.